Hello everyone, welcome to my place. This video is going to prove to the ones that don't believe their own history. They don't want to believe they're in a false religion. They don't want to believe there are over 8 million Jehovah Witnesses, and they don't understand why people are leaving this religion. It's because people are doing major research and learning the truth about Watchtower's teaching, what they teach now, all the way back to Judge Rutherford and all the way back to Charles T. Russell. And by the teachings, you'll learn if this is God's organization and He's using a religion like Jehovah Witnesses to preach the good news. That's the reason why they go door to door to preach the good news. You need to find out for yourself the real truth that Jehovah's Witnesses don't know and cannot share you this information because they have no clue they're in a false religion. And this false religion is based on nothing but lies. I found a talk, and this talk is showing the increase of Jehovah's Witnesses around maybe 1968 and all the way up to 1975. Now, there's a lot of people out there don't believe about 1975 because they don't know the main talks they had that time, which we have audio on those talks. They're on publications pushing 1975. So let's get into this talk and let's have fun with it.
Himself, his family, and his entire future. This might impress it on your mind as to where we stand and what's happening right now. A few years ago, Watchtower had a discussion in one of its articles about Joshua and the Battle of Jericho. That's a famous story in the Bible. We all remember it, and they had one of the dramas at the assembly that depicted that. Well, Watchtower said in this article that we may draw an interesting analogy from that situation. For example, you will recall that the events leading up to this, that the Israelites were wandering around out in the wilderness and been there for some 40 years. But now it was Jehovah's purpose to bring His people into the land He had promised. He brought them all together, brought them up here to the brink of the promised land. Watchtower said, we might draw a comparison there to Jehovah's people here in the last days. That just as the Israelites were out there wandering around in the wilderness those years, also Jehovah's people have been out here wandering around in this old world during the last days of this old system of things. But now just like the
What a pile of crap. Compare Joshua to this religion. Come on, people. Doesn't that sound like a cult to you? Making the Bible to fit their own religion? Let's continue.
Israelites, now Jehovah's gathered us together, and He's brought us to the very brink of this new order, this promised land for us. What is the nation promised land, some 2 or 3 million strong. They're ready to go in, but the other side of the Jordan River, there was a major obstacle that stood in their way, and others thereafter. The first thing that had to be set aside here was this well-fortified city of Jericho. And after that's taken care of, well, then there'll be other kingdoms and rulers that have to be taken care of as part of that process. But here's the first thing that has to go. Well, in comparison with that, as we're about to enter God's new world order and going through the Great Tribulation, there's a major obstacle first in our way that the Bible says has to be gotten rid of first. What's that? Revelation says that empire of false religion, Babylon.
So, my question is, if there's an obstacle out there with about Jehovah Witnesses, because they can't get into that promised land because of false religion, Jehovah Witnesses, shouldn't you shut down your religion, shut down Watchtower, because you are in a false religion? You are going around preaching and teaching the lies of Watchtower, claiming through them Jehovah's Witnesses will get salvation. Shouldn't you shut yourself down and stop preaching this lie of Watchtower and Jehovah's Witnesses are the #1 religion when you are a false religion? Should you work on that first besides worrying about other religions?
The great. And it said that Jericho then might well picture Babylon the Great. Of course, after Babylon's done away with, then thereafter the political and commercial systems would be destroyed in the remaining part of the Great Tribulation itself, and finally Satan and the demons. Well, ordinarily, when the Israelites would go and take a city, their process would be to go over and besiege the city, surrounded with their soldiers and their weapons of war, and after a great battle and probably a tremendous loss of life, they'd finally take the city and capture the inhabitants. That's the way they ordinarily do it, but not so with Jericho. Instead, Jehovah says, simply go over there and encamp near the city, and then all of you go out there and march around the city, once each day for 6 days, and on the 7th day, go around 7 times. When you finish that 7th time around, priests will blow their trumpets, everybody will shout, and the walls will collapse, and you will take the city without raising a hand. Well, that happened. You can go over to Israel today, and there's the rulings to confirm that happened exactly as the Bible said. Well, now, taking our analogy, and our being confronted with Babylon the Great, Jehovah asks us to do nothing at all as far as fighting or against Babylon the Great or trying to tear it down. No instructions whatever. Just like the Israelites went and marched around Jericho, Jehovah tells us, in a sense, to go march around Babylon the Great. That is, we go round and around our territory, preaching the good news about God.
Around the territories, preaching Watchtowers, lies, and crap. Boy, I remember wasting my time and my years going door to door in every territory and go back to the same territory. Wow, if only we can wake up all Jehovah's Witnesses and get them out of this dangerous cult. Only time will tell. Hopefully people start waking up more and get out of false religion.
God's kingdom, and warning people that that old empire of Babylon the Great is soon going to collapse and be destroyed. And we're beckoning sincere people, come on, get out of there before it's too late. If you don't want to
get out, Jehovah's Witnesses, before it's too late. Get out of Watchtower's false teaching. Heed your words. Get out of Babylon the Great.
We're taking their sins, like Rahab and her household were still in there. So, round and around our territory, we've marched just like the Israelites. around Jericho for 6 days. But now on the last day, Jehovah says, go around 7 times on the last day. In other words, he told them to do more marching on the last day than all the previous 6 days put together. But Watchtower said that might indicate that when we get right near the end, in the final stage of the preaching and gathering work, that the work might be greatly intensified and speeded up.
And a few more minutes, you're going to hear about 1968 and how they're pushing 1975, but they don't say 1975 in this one. But they're pushing that Armageddon is just around the corner.
And perhaps more might be accomplished in that short period right at the end than all the previous years' preaching work put together. Now, do you see any evidence of an intensification, a speeding up of the preaching work of Jehovah's people with an increase in the results attained? Well, if you've been associated with the organization for a few years, certainly you can see evidence of that. Let me give you a few figures. In the year 1948 to 1968, that's a 20-year period, the average number of new people baptized each year averaged between 50 and 60,000 worldwide. And more or less up and down, but over that 20-year period, that was about the average, 50 to 60,000. But something happened in 1968. Well,
What happened in 1968? Publications, books, talks about 1975. Of course, a lot of people came into this religion assuming that something greater that's going to bring them into the new world of paradise if they join Jehovah's Witnesses.
all went to an assembly, and there we got a little publication that we affectionately call the Little Blue Book, The Truth That Leads to Eternal Life. And right there, that assembly, we were told, brothers, we've got to speed things up. We can't waste time anymore. We've got to get things done and get it done quickly. From now on, we're not going to study indefinitely with people.
Speed things up and get it done. Doesn't that mean that something was grand finale, running to that finish line, breaking that tape, and you could walk into Jehovah's new world? Wow.
For years and years. Now we're going to cut that thing down to 6 months. We'll give them a good chance to learn the basic fundamentals of the truth. If they want to do something about them, we'll help them. If not, we'll go spend our time better with someone else.
See, right there, there's talk about they could not less than 6 months with a Bible study, and they don't get into this religion, drop them and get another one. They don't do nothing, drop them and get to another one.
In the 5 years following 1968, there were more than 680,000 people baptized. That's an average of more than 135,000 a year. That's more than double the previous average over the preceding years. My, a great sudden intensification of the preaching work with the tremendous results being accomplished. And of course, if you've been associated with the organization even the last 2 or 3 years, you've been impressed even more, where the number baptized has gone up to 190,000, over 200,000 last year, 297,000, almost 300,000 people baptized in 1 year. And reports that have been received from around the world, at least the United States, show that the number being baptized is running very close to what we did last year, which indicates that there very well may be that number and maybe even sincere people who really and sincerely want to do His will. The last great opportunity being extended to people. Just think, if a person knows the truth and right now today he ignores that, passes up this opportunity, decides that I'll wait to a later time, that later time may never come. Procrastination right now could cost us our very lives. So you see, that's a serious thing to think about, isn't it? So, maybe in our audience here today, there are some folks that find themselves in that kind of situation. With great sincerity, Jehovah's Witnesses earnestly encourage you to give that matter some very serious and prayerful thought. Well, of course, you may be thinking to yourself, well, that's fine, that's good, very good counsel. But of course, that doesn't apply to me. You see, I'm already one of Jehovah's Witnesses, and I dare say the majority of the audience here this morning are. I'm a dedicated Christian, a member of the congregation. They have a published record card in the file for me. I turn in reports regularly. I'm enrolled in the State Credit Ministry School, and everybody knows me as one of Jehovah's Witnesses in the neighborhood. So I haven't procrastinated. Well, that may be true, but let me show you something Paul said in 1 Thessalonians, the 5th chapter, verse 1. And notice who Paul is talking to when he says this. Now, as for the times and the seasons, brothers, you need nothing to be written to you. You yourselves know quite well that Jehovah's day is coming exactly as a thief in the night. So, Paul is talking here not to outsiders, but brothers. And just like Paul, he says, you know very well where we are and what's going to happen. By far the majority, I don't have to get up here and tell you that Armageddon is near. You know that as well as I do.
The only problem with this religion, 1914, 1915, 1918, 1925, many other dates, 1975, and this generation will not pass away. How many times you have to get in your head? Watchtower has put out so much information about certain days, dates, and nothing happened. So my question is, you're mad at us for putting up videos. You cuss us out, call us liars, because the information we found out to prove Watchtower is a false prophet and everything else evil in Watchtower. You are blaspheming us for telling the truth, and when you're the one sitting in there believing all the lies. So I got a question: who's more of a hypocrite? Us leaving a false religion, or you staying in one? Which is it? Leave a comment. Thank you and have a nice day.